I don't know if I want to put my pants on for this person.
Wait, you guys are wearing pants right now? Well, welcome to the Stand-Up Stand-Up. With me this morning, I have Rydel Nielsen, Samuel Hernandez, and Jerry Black. I'm Tim Stevens. Let's get into it. And Rydel, you have the quote this morning.
All right, quote of the day. It's good life advice. Before you marry a person, you should first make them use a computer with slow internet service to see who they really are. That is the great Will Ferrell.
There are inherent challenges with retaining top IT talent at our job. We know that. It's hard to find good people and keep good people. And we all have been in that situation, either as that person that is seen as top talent or work with somebody that you're like, man, if he leaves, we don't know what we're going to do. Right. In those cases. So what I like to talk about and what I think is would be valuable, not just for each other, but also our listeners is, what are some of the things that we have either put into practice or seeing practice that helps retain top talent? And what have we seen that is pushed people away at the same time?
I think talent retention has been really tough for the last 3 years. I think if one thing COVID taught us is that, hey, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, go do something that you love and you're passionate about. And then you also have the idea of you got a different type of workforce coming in, aka millennials, and their value system is different than the past generations. It truly is. Not right or wrong. It's just different. And so, being able to get someone to stay, right, I think requires a lot of different things. It's not just money. A lot of studies have found that, money, you just give them a raise, pay them more. It becomes a fad, and very quickly just go back to not being satisfied, and making them feel that they're part of something bigger than themselves.
I think there tends to be this sort of look at, like you said, what do I need to give them? And is it more vacation time? Is it, and is it comp time when they've worked long hours? Is it better pay? Is it better benefits? And the answer, I think it feels like all of that is kind of table stakes, making sure that people feel like you said, they're part of something bigger, but that bigger thing is something they want to be part of.
What keeps me into a company? What keeps me into a relationship? I have this really simple rule with marriage. I've been married 23 years. Sometimes people ask how you've been married that long. And I tell them, I just need half of the days to be better than the other half of the days. That's kind of my standard. I think that's a solid marriage. If half of the days are better than the other half, because you're going to have bad days. And I think a lot of times we have this romantic view, like, I'm going to have 10 out of 10 days that are just awesome. That'll scale for like a couple of weeks, right, guys? It's and that's because my wife has to live with me. Her standard is actually, I need like one good day out of 60. That's like very low bar. Very low bar.
I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah. I do think we are at a massive culture shift globally, right? And I think technology and the access to information and all of the news that we hear all the time, it's overloading our lizard brains. But that has also led to this, why do we go to work? And I do think for a long time, the way I grew up is you show up on time and you stay late, right? I mean, it was very much that work hard mentality. I think I look at my kids and I've actually trained them to not let themselves be put in that situation. Like, value who you are, value the things that you bring, because showing up at the right time, that's just one piece of it, right? Is that actual impact? Now, if you're on an assembly line, obviously, but if you're doing complicated motions, which most people in technology are doing, your impact isn't based upon when you show up to work anymore. It's just not right. So it's all the other things that go along with that. It's how does my boss treat me? When I say something, do I have to like justify it over and over and over again? Am I doing a bunch of admin stuff that isn't really moving the needle for anybody, right? Other than maybe my middle managers, they look better up to their managers. I think those things are the things that really get people where they're just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
And the number one reason why they say it is like, oh man, I can't leave my team. Like this is, this becomes a family. And I think that's the shift that we used to have like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, where it's like, don't make friends at work. I mean, I was told strictly from my dad, do not make friends at work. Yeah. And now it's like all my friends are from work. Yeah. Right. Because we spend so much dang time together, right? Like, and you've built this camaraderie and this community, and like, man, if I leave, like, I can't leave so and so and so and so, because like we've become something that's, again, it's more than just about me. But people leave bad managers. Probably the number one reason why people quit jobs is like, oh my god, I hate my manager. He's he or she is just a freaking jerk, and I can't stand him. I gotta get out of here. Right? I've done that. Right? Great job, good pay. Manager was a freaking a-hole, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I think for a lot of guys and girls that have been through the military, they get it because they had a taste of it right away, and it was evident, it was apparent, it was right there in your face. You're a part of something big, and there's this unwritten rule about you're going to be loyal to the guy to your left and right, guy and girl. But at a job, I've heard it too. Don't make friends at work. Don't fall in love with work and with the people there, because you'll get disappointed. But at the same time, for you to be, I think, highly effective and on that top tier level, you've got to love what you do. Well, to love what you do, the human nature is going to kick in. You want to get to know everybody around you. You want to bond. You want that connection and all that. Well, what comes with that is loyalty. Samuel, you're so right in that. Yeah, there's a big risk you're going to get your feelings hurt. But that shouldn't stop you from wherever you go to the next spot, you rinse and repeat, because you're going to get out what you put in. And if you go and you go in half-assed, well, you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get exactly what you're asking for. But if you go in with that passion and that fire and that I'm going to lift everybody up around me up, I'm going to feed them positivity and all that, and I'm going to take this team to the next level, even if you're not the manager or the leader. People are gonna notice that, and it's only gonna serve you long term. It's only gonna groom. So there's a risk. There's a risk doing either one, either being reserved and being, kind of safeguarded, and there's a risk in going all out and leaving nothing on the table. Okay, well, I want to thank my fellow Misfits, Jerry Black, Samuel Hernandez, Rydel Nielsen. I'm Tim Stevens. Have a great day.